count. We send out a block of 100 tickets. We send out invoices. They count the tickets, count the cash. They give the back the difference. What we're looking at is taking up the notch where we're hoping to roll out like a debit card, where the debit card is associated only with our ticket vending machine, so we can get the VIN number, whatever it's called, so it matches up. The good part about that is all of a sudden you get a branding opportunity. I'm all about branding and getting our name out. So now the debit card has Metrolink on it. So every time they use it, they're going to think of Metrolink. Then I want to add a promotion on it. If you use this debit card that matches up your exact OD pair from the HR person that's loaded your card, every time you use the card, you get a 10% rebate to the card. So after your 10th trip, you get a free monthly pass. And the thing that's nice about it is this debit card, once again, it's only associated with our TDMs. So if an employee quits or terminates, the money goes back to the house, or if the employee decides to spend the money, they have to buy a ticket. So we capture the money either which way. When you start looking at the administration savings that it will save going to the debit card program, it's going to be huge. Instead of going to the consignment of the tickets administration, dumping on a bunch of invoices with crash numbers and everything else, everything's together. It's a very sophisticated system. The accounting department should love it. And the best part about this program, it can be offered system-wide, so we can tie in all our agencies. I met with Metro last week. I met with OCTA today. My goal, I want to be able to offer a program such as Wild at Work so we can offer the end-to-end solution to our customer. One of the biggest challenges I see right now is just the awareness or the education to our writers. We're not doing justice. We tell them we got a train, we tell them we got a bus, but you know what? After that, good luck, you're on your own. Even our schedules, I'm looking at our collateral, it's like, okay, we put these nice poster boards up at the stations, we offer these schedules. Why don't we mention something about the connectivity? Why don't we talk about the subways? Why don't we talk about the trains or the transfers? That's an area we're going to focus on, because right now we need to tell our customer that, because you know what, you can persuade somebody to ride the train, but once they get on the train, it's like, okay, when I get to Irvine, what do I do? So we got to provide that solution, that answer to them too. So we're doing a whole entire research on how do we communicate that. And one of the goals is, for us to be able to put Wild at Work on a site, have a dedicated page for us that will have all those answers. So if you decide to look at the Orange County line, you can click at OCTA and it's going to tell you some connectivity on the schedules. It's going to tell you what's available. You start looking at added value. We're not going to discount our tickets. One thing I noticed, what we always did, what we've done in the past, to give away tickets and get people on the train. Well, we're going to do it a little bit different. I'm not saying we're not going to give away some tickets, but we want to add some type of value there so there's an incentive there. Maybe what we'll do is, instead of offering a discount, maybe we'll still sell our tickets at the right price, but maybe what we'll do is say, buy this ticket on Wild at Work, be able to connect through the Gold Line, go to Chinatown and go to Ming's restaurant and get a 50% discount for dinner. So the added value is at the restaurant. The restaurant will love it because, you know what, we're going to create a demand for them, and we're going to be the train that's going to take them there. Because right now, I think one of our challenges, everybody looked at us as a transportation company moving people. We should be a people business providing transportation. And and we need to look at how do we get people on the train. And instead of trying to put them on the train, let's create a demand, a reason why they want to get on the train. I mean, I look at our market share. We have a heavy base of business commuters, but we got a lot of off-peak times. How can we get people to load those trains? A good example is Dodger Stadium. I'm a huge baseball fan. But yet, do you go out and market the train to, put people on so they can go see Dodger Stadium? Well, you know what? You start looking at the train schedule and connectivity. It doesn't work because we don't run at night. So we got to first look at that. Well, let's say we just focus on Sunday. You know what? All we got to do is move that schedule another 15 minutes so the guy can see the ninth inning of the game and not rush. But then once we do that, all of a sudden we got transportation to and from. I live in San Diego. When the Padres come up, Dodgers should be promoting, the game up there, not Metrolink. Metrolink can provide the service, but we need to work with Dodger Stadium and Dodger Grid to work with their sales team to be able to promote a package down to San Diego and say, you know what, for X amount of dollars, you get 4 Dodger tickets to see your Padres play, you get food and beverage, plus we're going to provide transportation on the train. We got to reverse that and manipulate it. Instead of trying to tell people to get on the train and go up to Dodger Stadium, we got to get Dodger Stadium to figure out how to create that demand so people ride our train. So it's kind of a reverse method on how to look at how to market it. So when you start looking at that, there's several other pros we can do for our member agencies that will be very beneficial. The next page, when you look at this is a real interesting page. When you look at the first page, it says location of active Metrolink corporate partners. And if you remember, I brought up 118 partners that drove about 25% of our business. And when you look, I always go back and try to look in the archives and look at, okay, what made us get to this point? Metrolink's been around, I think, 14 or 17 years, and you start looking at, Metro, that means cities link into, the city, and even our logo kind of represents two arrows coming together into the center of the town. And you start looking at the heavy concentration of our corporate business right now is in the LA area. And if you look a little south down in the Irvine and Tucson area, you see a little bit more activity. So that represents 118 of our corporate clients. And you look at the other areas on our train lines, it's pretty sparse. You turn to the next page.
Could I ask a question? What are the different colors of the dots?
It just represents different regions and different sizes. So that's more of an internal thing. We should have had a key on that though. So if you go to the next page, and you look at the green dots, that represents the companies that have engaged with Wild at Work. So they're already a partner with Wild at Work. So you look at the opportunity that we have to touch customers. We've already identified 445 companies down in the Irvine area that we're going to target. 445 is almost 4 times as many companies we currently have. We're going to also look at the Burbank area. We're looking at Chatsworth. We're looking at various areas where we feel we can drive the business. Maybe 15 years ago, LA US or LA downtown was the hub. But when you start looking at Irvine and some of the other areas, there's just as many, if not more, corporations down there where we can drive business in that area, but we've never really taken the time to really market that. So we're really taking a hard look to say, okay, how do we get people on our trains? So, it's a pretty interesting slide when you look at all the green dots because they're live companies. When you look at the next page, it's basically gives you the face of the Wild at Work, front page. And it basically, shows the discounts. Underneath, you'll see our Metrolink banner. Our ultimate goal is on the left-hand corner that we build up a Southern California transportation, little web page. So every single transportation that's in the Southern California can be part of this, so we can leverage each other and really promote, our services. And it gives us an opportunity to showcase our ads. And with a billboard banner that's online, what we can do is we can start cross-promoting a lot of different destinations, small businesses, locations. We can, do co-op ads, and everything is going to touch, several thousands of people. When you go to the next page, and I talked about this briefly, where we're looking at different discounts and special offers that we'll be able to offer to writers and our employees. So it's going to be an added value on the discount side. And then the final page is basically just some of the benefits and features. And the top one is what I love. It's a distribution channel, and being a sales guy, understanding the sales process. When you got somebody that's teaming up for you, it's huge. And we can drive sales to the consumers at the workplace, and we can promote and drive sales to thousands of companies with one product. And the thing also is, if we get this thing in line where we can promote the end-to-end product to tell people about the transfers, it's going to solve a lot of our issues. So this is one of the initiatives we're working on, and we're very excited about it. It should go live this week. So if you get a chance, go to Wild at Work, and hopefully you'll be able to see it live. We're still in the test phase, but we really feel it's going to be a beneficial thing to us. Other things that we're working on. First of all, any questions on Wild at Work? Yes, sir.
So, Wild at Work, is that www.wild at work, all one word?
Yes, Wild, WILDATWORK.com.
And is that specific to this area? I mean, it sounds like it's a bigger sort of organization than just what Metrolink's doing with its companies.
It's nationwide.
Yeah.
However, since it was basically born in Southern California at SeaWorld, the majority of their client base is in California. So when you look at it, the majority is in Southern California. So when you look at 27,000 companies, there's 14,000 that are in California. And the best part about it is we have identified 8,000 just along our lines. So it's a huge hit for us. It really is.
But the going live this week, what is going live? Because it's
been
around for a while.
So if you go to Wild at Work, you'll see, hopefully by the end of this week, you'll see our electronic billboard. So we'll start being able to promote Wild at Work on Metrolink online.
So will this be